Well, we'll get to first today's top story and some major developments in the tense situation in Ukraine. Overnight, dozens were detained in new fighting in the eastern part of that country, while lawmakers in Crimea announced plans to hold a referendum on whether it should rejoin Russia. Meantime, we have learned a U.S. warship is heading to the Black Sea. We're told, though, this is for a pre-planned exercise. Let's get the latest on all of these developments from Andrea Mitchell, NBC's chief foreign affairs correspondent. Andrea, good morning to you.
Good morning, Savannah. At this hour, as tensions are rising, as you report, the Pentagon is sending that destroyer toward the Black Sea, in addition to 2 F-15 fighter jets that were mobilized yesterday in the Baltics to support NATO operations in the region. This is Secretary Kerry arrived in Rome today, expecting to face off again with Russia's foreign minister over the crisis.
The Ukraine crisis now in its 6th day with no end in sight. Secretary of State John Kerry in Rome today, after failing to make progress with Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov during crisis meetings in Paris Wednesday. After those meetings, the Russian Foreign Ministry tried to make light of it, tweeting a photo showing Kerry and Lavrov looking in opposite directions. The apparent message, they don't see eye to eye, but they need to keep talking.
We agreed to continue intense discussions in the coming days with Russia, with the Ukrainians.
But Lavrov refused to meet Ukraine's new acting foreign minister, whom Kerry had brought to Paris, hoping to engineer the first direct talks between the two sides. The tension was illustrated graphically in Crimea Wednesday, a dramatic confrontation. UN envoy Robert Seri cornered by pro-Russian gunmen, forced to call for help from a cafe.
Please come as soon as possible now.
Seri had tried and failed to enter Crimea last week and was forced out Wednesday, his mission still not accomplished. While some in Congress want to know why U.S. intelligence didn't pick up on Russia's moves sooner.
It was not predicted by our intelligence, and that's already been well known, which is another massive failure because of our misreading, total misreading of the intentions of Vladimir Putin.
Hillary Clinton offered her own blunt assessment of Putin on Wednesday.
I know we are dealing with a tough guy with a thin skin.
While trying to clarify remarks she made Tuesday comparing Putin's moves to Hitler and the Nazis before World War II.
The claims by President Putin and other Russians that they had to go into Crimea and maybe further into eastern Ukraine because they had to protect the Russian minorities. And that is reminiscent of claims that were made back in the 1930s.
And causing even more concern today, plans by officials in Crimea to schedule a vote, a referendum in 10 days on whether to separate from the rest of Ukraine and become part of Russia. Savannah and Matt?
A lot of things going on this morning. Andrea, thank you very much.